at 300 feet, dive by.
Welcome to the Atlantic Ocean and welcome aboard the USS Seawolf. Today we are in training area Zulu 1. We are on an exercise. Today we're going to practice torpedo evasion, and we're also going to practice sinking surface targets with torpedoes and missiles. So our targets are an enemy convoy, various different merchant ships, cargo vessels, trawlers, and other vessels. They're escorted by one warship, which is a Carrack-class cruiser. And he seems to be doing a great job holding the formation together. Looks like we have 2 files of 4 merchant ships each, with the Carrack cruiser leading the group from the center. Right now we do have a pretty good fix on the Carrack. Speed is 29 knots, so this Carrack cruiser is traveling at flank speed. I don't see how these cargo tubs are going to keep up with that. That's not our problem. Our mission is to sink this convoy, but first we need to prioritize our target. So obviously the Carrack is a threat, and these merchant ships are not any type of a threat to us. So let's go ahead and get the Carrack's attention and get the Carrack to launch an ASROC at us, which is a rocket-assisted torpedo. So you can see that Carrack is pinging, but we are well below the detection threshold. His active ping right now is -26, so he's not hearing us. He's not getting a good echo return. So what we're going to do is start making some noise. I'm going to turn right to get away from these merchant ships a little bit, and we're going to flank speed. So you can watch this waterfall here. Right now we have a good fix and a good sonar picture of the Carrack, but you're going to see the noise start to develop here as we go faster. The reason we're getting more noise is because there's water rushing over the hull of the submarine, which is making the microphones less sensitive. The noise is drowning out our ability to hear the Carrack.
Con sonar lost contact. Con helm steady course.
So we're going to continue at flank speed.
18 helm high.
See if we can get the Carrack's attention.
350 feet, dive by.
So we're at flank speed and we are cavitating, which means the propellers are compressing the oxygen in the water, the air bubbles, which makes a lot of noise. You can see the stream of bubbles. Okay, we just saw a launch here. I don't know if you saw that little splash there. So we're going to slow down to 5 knots.
Make turns for
Go down to 300 feet.
No longer cavitating.
And as we slow down, all this noise is going to clear off the waterfall. And we should be able to hear the torpedo that they just launched at us.
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 274. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 285.
Okay, there it is right there. That was a splash, so that's a rocket-assisted. Hit Control D, launch a countermeasure. I'm going to dive. I'm going to go to flank speed, and I'm going to do a full left rudder and steer into the torpedo.
Make depth 1000 feet, dive by.
Okay, here's the torpedo. Here's our countermeasure. If we did everything right, it should sail over the top of us. There it goes. Okay, so let's take a look at this on the tactical view. Okay, rudder amidships. I want to get as much distance between us and the torpedo as possible. All right, I'm going to turn to the port.
Passing 700 feet.
All right, it looks like it's locked onto us again. Let it get a little bit closer, and then I'll fire off another countermeasure. And I'll go full right rudder. Okay, countermeasure. Full right rudder.
Con, knuckle formed.
And hopefully, okay. And the torpedo is spoofed.
Con, knuckle formed.
So again, we're gonna turn left here. We're gonna turn to the port.
Come left
Get as
2,
much distance
1,
between
0,
us and the
6,
torpedo as
helm
possible.
aye.
We're continuing our dive. We're passing through
Make
735
depth 1,
feet.
0 feet, dive by. Make depth 1, 2, by.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 295.
Okay, we've got 2 torpedoes. It looks like they're in search mode though. They don't have a lock on us. They're just circling in a clockwise search pattern.
Con, maneuvering. Come left 2, 138, helm aye.
All right, we're gonna level off at 1,200
Make
feet
depth 1, 2, 0 feet, dive by.
and continue to increase the distance.
Come left 2, 109, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, I'm gonna slow down now. 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots.
Come up to
Maneuvering
850 feet.
Come left 2, 002, helm aye.
As our speed slows down, I'm going to launch a Moss. The Moss is another type of decoy, which is actually, it's a type of torpedo, so it will propel itself away from the submarine. It will sound like a submarine as well.
Con, sonar,
Make the
regain
Kara,
contact on Sierra
have a
3,
more challenging
bearing
time trying to figure out
290.
where we are located.
Con, sonar, regained contact. Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, we're at 7 knots. I'm gonna launch a,
Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 279.
launch a countermeasure in
Maneuvering, making turns for
this direction,
5
the Moss.
knots.
And then I'm gonna launch torpedoes from the right side of the boat, which are
Con,
these
sonar, new contact bearing
tubes on the right side of the screen.
279, designated Sierra 9.
I'm
Come
launching
right
them from the
2,
right side
0,
because
19,
that's the
helm aye.
quieter side of our submarine. It's farther away, and our submarine will actually block some of the noise from the launch.
Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 6, bearing
Firing the torpedoes in this
295.
direction to hopefully,
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 274, designated Sierra 10. Con, sonar, regained contact. Come left 2, 312, helm aye.
now as the torpedoes get away from the submarine, then I'll start to
Con,
turn them
sonar, regained
in
contact
towards the
on
target.
Sierra 7, bearing 082.
So if I'd done this right, I would have actually shot this Moss in the same direction as the torpedoes. But now the Kara's hearing noise here, he's hearing noise here. He might just figure out we're in the middle of the noise and shoot a torpedo directly at the center, and you can see one coming here. All right, but that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and lock these on the target bearing. Change course.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 326.
All right, I just activated.
Make turns for 3-5 knots.
Just activated the active sonar on those torpedoes. We've got another torpedo here, so I'm going to focus on this right now.
Sierra 1, last bearing 323. Contact fade. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 320.
So we are diving, going down to 1,100
Con,
feet
sonar,
at flank
lost
speed.
Contact. Sierra 10, last bearing 273. Contact faded.
And again, try to lose these
Come
torpedoes.
left 277, helm aye. Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 285. Contact faded.
depth 1200 feet, dive by. Make depth 1450 feet, dive by.
Uh-oh, this torpedo might.
Con sonar lost contact.
That was
Sierra
close.
6,
All right, so
last
we just
bearing
spoofed that one.
295.
About
Contact
5
faded.
seconds to spare.
Con, knuckle formed.
Come right to 303 helm I. Come right to 241 helm I.
Now I'm worried about this one. Doesn't seem to be in a search pattern. It might be manually controlled to its wire guidance. I think it is. All right, I'm going to go up to 800 feet.
Make depth 750 feet, dive by.
Con helm steady course. Come left to 197 helm I.
All right, so I just turned the rudder to the port side. I'm going to try to lead him to the port slightly. And as he gets closer,
Con helm
drop a
steady
countermeasure
course.
and go full starboard rudder. Full to the starboard. All right, ready? Go.
Con, knuckle formed.
All right, that one is
Come
spoofed.
left to 116 helm I.
Okay, that torpedo just detonated because it ran out of fuel. All right, so let's get turned around, pointed back towards
Come left to
the cruiser,
351 helm I.
and we're going to reduce speed to 7 knots.
Make turns. Make turns for 6 knots. Maneuvering eye. Con sonar. Noisemaker bearing 335.
And our torpedoes are unguided now because the wires broke from our maneuvering. But it looks like they are tracking. We have both of them coming straight at the cruiser.
Con sonar regained contact
Kara.
on helm. Steady course.
Let's see what happens here.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 10 bearing 277. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1 bearing 3.
Okay, so that's how you sink a cruiser.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 6 knots.
All right, so this is a training exercise. We know there are no more enemy vessels.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4 bearing.
I'm now loading the
291.
tubes for a missile attack on the convoy.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 9 bearing 283.
So this is a Harpoon missile.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 5 bearing
It's Harpoon, and then these larger
277.
missiles are Tomahawk
Con
anti-ship
sonar regained
missiles.
contact on Sierra 3 bearing 295.
All right, tactical
Con
view.
sonar regained contact on Sierra
We're gonna go to
6.
periscope
Make
depth.
45 feet, dive by.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 7 bearing. Come left to.
Okay, I'm going to advance time to get to the surface
helm
sooner, and also it does take time to reload these tubes. So I'm going to advance time.
Con, torpedo room.
Con helm.
Our services,
steady course.
our depth is decreasing rapidly,
room. Tube 2 ready.
and the tubes are loading very quickly now in advance time.
room. Tube 3 ready. Con, torpedo room. Tube 4 ready. Con, torpedo room. Tube 5 ready. Con, dive at 4-5 feet.
Make turns for 5 knots.
Okay.
Maneuvering eye.
I'm going to raise the ESM mast and the radar mast.
Raise the radar mast.
And this will help us pinpoint the location of all these convoy
Con sonar
ships.
Master 2 is classified as merchant.
Okay, so let's start the attack. We'll pick this trawler out first.
Tube 7 ready.
We'll use a Harpoon on that.
1, aye sir.
A Harpoon on this one as well.
Tube 2, aye sir.
And we'll launch a Tomahawk against this larger merchant vessel.
Aye, sir.
You hit F3 if you'd like to see the missile view. So that's our Tomahawk. That's a Harpoon. That's the other Harpoon.
Con, torpedo room, tube 8 ready.
And this should be enough to sink a trawler.
Contact. Master 3. Last bearing 295. Contact
Yes.
breaking up.
So you noticed our contacts changed from Sierras to Mikes. So instead of being a contact Sierra S4, it's now, well, that one is still a Sierra. This one is Mike 5. It means it's a master contact. The position's been evaluated by sonar and by radar.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 5. Last bearing 2.
So apparently the radar is not reaching
Contact
out to
breaking
this
up.
one. Tactical view,
Con,
okay.
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
They may be outside of radar range.
Shoot 2-5. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-6. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-7.
Con sonar. Switching to active search.
Shoot 2-8. Aye, sir.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
There's a container vessel.
Contact. Master 9. Last bearing 282.
So that's-
Contact breaking up.
Not a mega container vessel. It's very large. And one Tomahawk missile was enough to sink it. Some of these other gigantic mega vessels are going to need more than one missile. Whoa, something just went flying by this
Shoot
ship.
2-2. Aye,
Did
sir.
it miss? So that was a miss. Yeah, I think they're beyond the range of radar and they're beyond the range of sonar, so we're not getting good range information. We just have a bearing to target. But that's something you learn when you're playing, so it's good advice. Oh, look at this. We have the dolly. Looks like it's been repaired after taking down the Francis Scott Key Bridge in the Chesapeake. See if we can return the favor from everyone in Maryland.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir. Con. Fire control. Unable to fire. Shoot 2-5. Aye, sir.
Come right to 084. Helm aye.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
not tracking at all. Yeah, possibly. I think I see our target out there.
Con, torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
Come right to 087 LI.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
There's one hit on the dolly. She's still afloat.
Sonar lost contact.
There we go.
Sierra 7, last bearing 086. Contact breaking up.
There she goes, the dolly. Okay. Well, that was a successful training mission. We learned about torpedo evasion. We learned how to attack surface ships with torpedoes and with missiles. So with that,
Lower the radar mast. Make depth 08 dive by.
with that, we're returning to port
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
at flank speed on the surface, which is not advisable in any situation, even if you're in a training environment. But
Con sonar
it's
lost
just more
contact.
cinematically
Sierra
pleasing.
4, last bearing 289. Con helm.
Sail off
Steady
into the
course.
sunset at flank speed. All right, Norfolk, here we come. Or as they say in Virginia, Norfolk. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.